Hello and welcome to Bored Stupid. My name is Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And we're here to tell you about our top 5 two-player games when you want to go mano a mano, or if you want to play
Head to
head, or with your significant other. Matt, tell me about your list. Did you have any restrictions, any problems?
I made my list based on a two-player only games.
So not games that could play two players?
No, there are so many other games that are more 3-4 play, but the actual best number is 2, but those games are out.
Yeah.
These are purely two-player games.
Yeah, mine too, just purely two-player games, so you won't be able to play these with more than that unless you have some variant of it, I think. Yeah, there might be a different list for games, that play best at 2.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future, we'll see. If this one does well, if you like it, then make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. Now the plug is out of the way, let's move on to our top 5. My number 5.
Oh yes.
Is Jaipur. Jaipur by GameWorks is an absolute classic two-player game. I think it's in most people's top lists for two-player games. It's such a quick and easy game to play. We'll play in 30 minutes. And yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. What you are essentially doing is you are competing in a market to try and be the most successful marketeer in the sort of generic Middle East. You are trading various goods, gold, silver, silks and spices to get the most value, to get the most money. It's a card-based game, so you're going to be using cards to do that. You're trying to collect cards, set collection. So by collecting various sets of certain types of cards, so 4 spice for example, I can then sell those and get sort of a bonus for doing that. It's really clever as well because it has this sort of camel mechanism. You have a row of camels in the middle as well that you start the game with. And you can trade your spices and cards in and out for camels too. Eventually the market row will be flooded with camels, which is completely pointless because you can't sell them for anything. They're just sort of there to sort of trade back and forth of goods. And there's a really interesting dynamic there where you're forcing people to take nothing but camels from the middle row where they get absolutely nothing out of it, and that's quite satisfying. Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic little game. You can pick it up super cheap as well. And
it's a classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's stuck around for a long time. It's stuck around in my collection, and I like it for that reason. That's my number 5, Jaipur.
All right, and for my number 5, we got another classic. We got 7 Wonders Duel. I played this game with my girlfriend so much, and we really love it.
What a classic as well.
It is. For the few of you who doesn't know what this game does, it's a card game, and you try basically to build your civilization, and while doing that, you're trying to build one or more of the 7 wonders of the ancient times. So it's
Hanging Gardens of Babylon or whatever it is. Yeah.
Or the pyramid, or not the Colosseum, unfortunately, but the Circo Maximum. But we can talk about that another time. The game is got open drafting, so you will try to get this or that card, and most of the time trying to get cards more to take it away from the other players rather than for your actual gaming.
Hate drafting.
Yes, it's guys, this is one that is probably in everyone's collection. If it's not in your collection, go and grab it.
Yeah, it's a great two-player game.
Yeah.
It has this wonderful tug of war in the middle for the war mechanism.
Yes, because it's one of the very things that I like about this game is that yes, you're building your civilization, and at the end of the game you're getting your cards, and you will get points determined by what kind of cards, what kind of how many of the wonders you build, and blah blah blah. But at the same time, you could win simply
just by war. Just war. Fantastic.
So you could be literally being on the losing for the entire game, and in the last couple of rounds manage to win the war points and just conquer your
opponent.
Yeah.
If you look at the top of this box here, this is the number of awards this game has won. I mean, if that tells you anything, it's got to be worth the £20 or so worth of the investment. This is a cracking game.
It is.
Cracking choice, Matt. Love it.
So yeah, this is my number 5.
My number 4, Star Realms.
Woo!
Star Realms is a tiny little box, and this is the biggest version of it I've got, but the actual Star Realms is about half this size. Star Realms is, I think, one of the earlier sort of real just deck building games I played. Pure deck building, and it is absolutely fantastic. Again, this is one of those games that's kind of gone out of fashion, I think, in recent years, and I think that's a real shame, because it does deck building in a theme that I really enjoy. I think for me, it's more enjoyable than something as dry as Dominion. Don't kill me, internet. I know people love Dominion, but I really like Star Realms. I think it's simpler, and I enjoy it very much. You are going to be drafting cards from different alien factions. That's great, your perfect combination, your perfect deck to destroy your opponent, and that's it. It's a one-on-one card battling game. Full on, that's it. You just get your opponent's hit points to 0. That's the objective.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I never played it, so we definitely need to put this on the table.
Absolutely,
probably later tonight.
Yeah, we can play this in 20 minutes, and I think you'll have a blast with it. It's an absolutely brilliant little game. Certainly worth the £10 to £15 of investment, I think. And you can pick it up anywhere. This is, again, a little bit of a classic, somewhat out of fashion now, but I think those folks are wrong. This is a fantastic little deck building game you can play in 20 minutes with someone you like. This is Star Realms.
Time for my number 4, and yes, it is Patchwork. This is one of the other games that I keep playing and playing and playing, and me and my girlfriend's having a great time every time. It's a tile placement game, and you will just compete for who does the best patchwork between the two.
It's a beautifully innocuous theme, right? An Uwe Rosenberg classic too. It's like tile laying, Uwe Rosenberg. So.
Yes, it's fantastic. You probably play in 20 minutes or so. Yeah, we have me and my girlfriend have an internal scoring point as well.
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, you can make it in a proper competitive game.
Nice.
No, it comes out every day. Best time to play in winter time. You're having your cup of tea. You're having your little blanket to cover you, and you just play Patchwork. It's amazing.
Yeah, beautiful little game, mate. I think this is an absolutely cracking choice. Super friendly theme, really accessible. Play with anybody. Play with your nan.
And
it's a good one.
yes, talking about that, we bought a copy from my girlfriend's mom, and she loves the game.
Yeah.
She loves the game. So yes, it's for everybody. It's simple to pick up. It's beautiful. It's beautifully made. Go for it.
It's time for number 3, and now we're getting into the big guns, I think. For my number 3, I'm going to have to get down and probably pull one of my muscles out. This
Ooh.
is...
What is in that?
This beast is full of all of my Arkham horror stuff.
Oh wow, guys! Now you need to see this.
I've got a fancy token bag. I've put all the tokens in the little plastic bits, so they're easier to get out of the tray. They're like, this is much nicer than the cardboard that you get in the game. Yeah, so this is
It's
my
a
Arkham horror.
lot. This is a lot. I'll put it this away just because.
Just because it's all so ridiculous and huge. Anyway, let's move that out of the shop. That's going to stay in the shop. We're going to move that out of the shop. Right. So, Arkham Horror is an absolutely fantastic deck building game set in one of my favourite universes in board games, which is the Lovecraftian universe.
We do love it.
We do love a bit of Lovecraftian horror here on the channel. I've got tons of the stuff, and it is just immaculate. It is a fantastic, fantastic two-player cooperative game where you are working together against the great old ones, trying to stop cultists from summoning Cthulhu or the Myth in Yellow or whatever horrible beastie that might be out there. And it's absolutely brilliant. You will be creating your deck and making it sort of tailored and customized to you as you sort of progress over the series of campaigns. Each sort of set that comes out for Arkham Horror is kind of its self-contained story. So not only is the writing fantastic and you're progressing through an adventure together, you're also leveling up your character and your deck becomes more powerful. And there's something tremendously satisfying about that. You can really tailor it and be really fancy with it as well. It's just spectacular. I don't get to play this nearly enough. And so you and me, sir,
we need to.
We're going to go on an adventure so
yes.
I can open this epic box of joy and we can play some Arkham Horror.
It's an epic box.
That's
yes.
my number 3, Arkham Horror, the card game.
All right, and for my number 3, this beauty here, Undici.
Undici.
Undici. That literally means 11,
Love
because this is a football game. And it's not like card games, it is actually a board game. You will have your pitch, you will have your tiles for each one of your players. You can pass, you can shoot, you can tackle, you can do everything you want, like a real game. And let me show you, the production is absolutely insane.
It's magnificent.
You will have your pitch, where you can play your player, we can place your player, playing the actual like a real football game, and it's all fantastic.
It's very tactical now. I've never played this.
It is very tactical. It is like a real football game. The production is fantastic, and it's a game for every football lover. So what this game does, it just replicates a football match, literally.
So if you like it, then you like it.
Yes, I cannot recommend this game enough. It was on Kickstarter last year. The guys recently put it on their website. Probably we can leave the link somewhere. But this is for every football fan. You're a football fan like me, go for it. It's absolutely fantastic.
We love a bit of sport on the channel. I love some football. Matt loves some football. So, but I haven't played this yet. This is a sneaky one in your collection. We spoke to the guys at Spiel, didn't we?
Yes.
And really super nice dudes. Italian, obviously, so big football fans.
Of course,
of course, yeah, right. So I'm dying to play this with you at some point as well. It looks absolutely cracking, mate. So this is Undici, right?
Undici for my number 3.
We're getting into the top 2, and I said they were getting like a bit bigger and beefier. They don't get much bigger and beefier than this one, which is Star Wars Rebellion. This is my number 2 two-player game, and this is phenomenal. This is just Star Wars in a box. It doesn't get any more Star Wars. It's Star Wars on the galactic scale, right? As opposed to what you might get in something like Imperial Assault, which is more like down on the ground, right? This is definitely, you've got a planet's wide map, and it's amazing. You are pitting the rebels against the Empire in a epic game of hide and seek. The rebels are hidden away on one of the planets, and it's the Empire's job to try and find them and destroy them. And it's absolutely spectacular.
Again, nothing more Star Wars than this.
This
is literally purely Star Wars.
Star Wars. It's dripping in theme, and the mechanisms work so beautifully. And when you are the rebel player, it is terrifying playing against the Empire.
As it should be.
As it should be. They outnumber you and outgun you significantly. You get killed wherever you go. So you've got to play super smart and try and misdirect them and make them convinced that you are maybe in one planet because you're reinforcing over there, but actually the other side of the galaxy. There's some really clever play in here. Not only that, the card play and the abilities in this game are also fantastic. You get some really amazing twists to the story as you play, the emergent story where it might be that the Empire turns Luke to the dark side, which is just incredible if it happens. You're like, wow, I've got to go get him back. It is absolutely fantastic. It is a big, beefy, complicated, heavy game, and you're going to spend a whole afternoon with somebody to make sure you like them, because it's going to be a good 5 hours of gameplay time. It's an absolute beast. But it is worth every single minute. You'll come out at the end of it and you'll be talking about it for weeks afterwards. So this is my number 2, Star Wars Rebellion.
Time for my number 2, and this is a very new addition to the collection because it's Sky Team.
Cult of the New, Matteo. What is this?
This game is just fantastic. We spoke about it when we were talking about Spiel in some of the previews, in the preview. We already played. My girlfriend already played a lot of this. It's just good. It's a two-player. It's a cooperative 2 players where you're trying to land planes. You gonna be blindly rolling your dice, and there is some dice placement where you need to try to keep the speed constant. You need to go up and down when it's needed. You need to put the plane in the right direction. You need to get your landing gear out. Is very, very good, and it's not one versus the other. It's cooperative, and but the satisfaction that you get, especially going to the more difficult mission, the more difficult airport, the satisfaction you get out of it is great.
That's awesome, man.
It's it's a new game, but
if you love it that much, I mean, I'm dying to play this. This was the hotness at Spiel 2023. I mean, everyone wanted a copy of this. It sold out every single day, and they had to get a new shipment in every day, and it went in like half an hour every morning.
Even less than that. Yeah.
People were fighting for this game.
We were lucky to get a copy, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yes,
so this is, put it on your list. When you see it available at your local shop or wherever you're buying games, go for it.
And this is the only cooperative game on the list so far, and that's pretty unique as it is. And so
it is.
This is a real popular one, and great choice.
Yeah, my number 2 is Sky Team.
It's time for our number ones. Number ones for our 2-player games. And for me, there's only one clear choice. I love deck building, apparently. And so my number 1 is Undaunted Normandy. Although you could take Undaunted North Africa or Undaunted Battle of Britain, or indeed Undaunted Stalingrad. They are all amazing. This is the first game in the series, because all of them are 2 players, so it doesn't make a difference. But they play in slightly different ways. It's the first game in the series. You can get an expansion for it as well. But I think this is just incredible. I love it. It is World War II themed. I'm not a history nerd, I won't say that, because people start testing me on my history. I like a bit of history. I like World War II history. I like World War I history. And this is it's fascinating. I love that there is this theme stuck throughout what is essentially a deck building game. They've created a war game out of deck building, which I didn't think was possible. And it is amazing at what it makes you feel for a board game. You have a set of cards, and the cards are represented by tokens on the map, which you're going to be moving around to try and claim different objectives and win against your enemy. And the fascinating thing about it is when your tokens get shot at, you're going to be removing those cards from your game, from your hand, from the game eventually, once they're gone. And then you remove the token, and then the funny thing about that is all of your cards have got names on. So like, Jeff died, like, because you've been shot.
You get real attachment to them.
That's our cards, man. Like, dang it. Especially if you play something like Stalingrad, where you have like a ongoing story. And this, out of the box, has a bunch of scenarios which you can play as one long story, which is great. It's not like a, what do you call it? It's not a legacy game. It's just scenario driven. You can pick any scenario and play it, but I thoroughly recommend you play the scenarios through from start to finish, read all the flavor text, get into the game. Absolutely fantastic deck builder / war game, with a little bit of area control thrown in there as well. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. So that's me. My number 1, my favorite 2-player game, Undaunted.
And for my number 1, we got Radlands. I love this game.
What a great game!
So much. It's a 1 versus 1 card battling game where you try to destroy your opponent's base. But the theme of the game is something that I love so much.
I love these types of themes, man. This is a great theme.
If you like Mad Max, if you like Fist of the Northern Star, this is the game. This is the game.
Yeah.
All the art and all the cards, what the cards can do, is imagine the scene on Mad Max when the guitarist is playing with the flames coming out. This is all in this box. You have different characters that you can cycle. You're gonna try to protect your base at the same time. You need to try to attack, and all of that while managing your resources. And of course, like in Mad Max, the resource is water, because in a post-apocalyptic world, what is going to be more valuable than water.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you need to trade your water to try to get more bodies on the ground to manage to fight or activate special skill. The game is just great, and again, it plays in 20 minutes. And if you lose, you want to play immediately after. If you win, you want to play immediately after. I played this game so much, and I love it. So that's why it's my number one of the number ones.
Number one two-player game for you, Matt Radlands. It's a great theme. I love the production of this, and I've only played it a couple of times, but I need to play it.
We will play more.
We will play more. And we should play all of these more. These are all fantastic two-player games. And if you've got a two-player game that we didn't talk about and you're mad about that, maybe you should put it in the comments below and tell us about it so maybe we can try it. What are we missing out on? Please let us know. And if you liked this content, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to us for more as we continue on this journey together as two of us.
Talking about board games.
Talking about board games.
What better than that?
Probably playing two-player games. Take it easy. We'll catch you again real soon.
Ciao.